Welcome back to the F1 2017 career, guys. We're here for part 7 of the career mode. We're here in Montreal, Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. As you see, after the last race in Monaco, we've already won our rivalry. Should I say? We're waiting to see, well, who's our next rival. But for now, we are going to be looking at the R&D screen, see if there's anything we can do. We've got 602 resource points, and I will go, let's go aerodynamics. What can we do for aerodynamics? Actually, no, we can only do one thing, but what does that do? Enhancements, upgrade failing. Okay, never mind about that. And what's this? 2 weeks can't afford that. What about in general wear? Can we do anything on here? We can gearbox wear, which I don't know about wear. Then should we go for? We'll try this weight reduction again. Yeah, why not? We'll develop that upgrade, and we shall move on to practice. Oh, research a recommended upgrade, got a trophy, and we will move on to practice, guys, where I'm going to fit this terribly used engine here, so we can actually, well, it's not as bad as our first one, but let's get on with practice. We'll put a new engine in for qualifying, but I will get on with the track acclimatization. Guys, with practice 1 over and the track acclimatization done, I perfected the run of the track acclimatization in 1 lap. So I went for another lap and did a 15.0. So that's put us in P5 after practice 1. So that's going to be good heading into the weekend. So I will quickly do qualifying, guys, and we will be back for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. Oh, look, guys, we have a new rival today to check out to see who is our rival for the next Grand Prix in it. Oh, okay, Max Verstappen. Okay, we got a rival of Max Verstappen. I'm a Verstappen fan, so this should be good for us to try and get into a Red Bull, but I won't want to replace Verstappen at Red Bull. But where does the team expect us to be for qualifying?
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Yep, that's fine. And 7th or higher and beat Max Verstappen. I can possibly try. So let's get on with how qualifying will get underway. You guys will see a bit of qualifying. So let's get on with qualifying. Okay, here we are, guys. It is qualifying day here in Canada. Hopefully we can get further near the grid. We've not used the new engine since since we put it in. So let's find out how qualifying is going to go with our first lap, which we will get underway in a few moments. Okay then, guys, here we are for our first qualifying run of the session. We are in Canada, of course. We've got that brand new engine as we put in before, well, just after practice 1, and it's oh wait, no, it's just the energy stories as we start our first flying lap here in Canada. We've made a bit of a mess down at turn 1 there, but not to worry, there's still plenty of lap to go, so we'll find out where how this run's going to end. Okay, so guys, we're coming to the second sector now, well, the end of the second sector, where we're going to be with 5/10 to the good on Sebastian Vettel so far on our first run. We've not been on pole position before, but this could change as we've got a new engine. I need to get used to the revs again in this, and we've got a new gearbox as well, so the car's running at full strength basically. So we're coming up to the final chicane now, on the brakes, clambering over the curb as we hit the wall of champions on exits. We're coming to the line now to do a 1:12.3 and take the fastest lap of the session so far. We're currently on pole position. Our teammate Sergio Perez is in second. So we will go out for another run later, guys, on our perfect tyres as Bottas goes second fastest. He can't dislodge us at the top, so let's see how our second run will go in a few moments' time. Guys, I have just seen our first run has put us 5/10 clear of even Lewis Hamilton. So, our fastest lap is a 1:12.3. I don't know if anybody is going to be able to go quicker, but I am going to probably stay in the garage, save the other tyres, and save a bit of fuel. Not a bit of fuel, save a bit of wear on the engine. That might help us, but if it gets close, then I will go out for another run.
all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go,
We've done it, guys. Pole position for the first time in F1 2017. We've done it here at Canada, ahead of the man that would normally win and be on pole position here in Canada. Lewis Hamilton starts second, Valtteri Bottas fourth, Vettel fifth, Sergio Perez in fifth place, and Kimi Raikkonen rounding out the top six with Hülkenberg in 10th, our rival Max Verstappen in 9th, Palmer in 15th, and Fernando Alonso didn't set a time and starts this Canadian Grand Prix from the back of the field, but we're on pole position. The race is going to be absolutely fantastic, guys. So let's get down to the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. Okay then, guys, here we are for race day of the Canadian Grand Prix. We are, of course, on pole position with Lewis Hamilton right behind us. That's the top three in the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton, 10 points clear of Sebastian Vettel after Monaco. You can go check that out if you want. There's a link in the description for it. There are the Constructors' Championships standings heading into this race. There we are, starting on pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix. We don't need to worry about the grid lineup no more, because, well, we already know who's on pole position, and I might include qualifying in the next few races. So let's get on with the Canadian Grand Prix. Okay then, here we are on the grid for the first round. Well, for the first time from pole position, we get off to an okay start. We kind of fluffed the start a little there, but Lewis Hamilton makes an even worse start than us. He's being passed by Valtteri Bottas down into turn 1, down through the second turn, the first couple turns, and we're out into the lead. That's important for us. Hamilton retakes his second place back from his teammate Valtteri Bottas as we go corner cutting slightly through the first chicane, leading up to the end of the first sector, and we're still in the lead here in Montreal. Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve as we get sideways over the curb. Well done yet, nice start indeed, as we've got 2.8 laps of fuel left in the car, all remaining from our race strategy. Coming through this second chicane at the end of sector 1, a bit slow through there. This is sector 2, sorry. Coming down to the hairpin, we've got Lewis Hamilton behind us. He's going to be challenging us for the race lead so far as we go down into first. We outbraked ourselves in that hairpin. Lewis is right behind us. I'm hoping we can hold off Lewis Hamilton to win this Canadian Grand Prix, but it's only the first lap of 18. So here we are, coming to the final corner of the first opening lap of the Grand Prix. Just settle down into a rhythm. We've won a Grand Prix before. We're good through the final chicane. We're out ahead of Lewis Hamilton to lead the first lap of the Grand Prix. Let's hope we can hold it, to be perfectly honest. There's no reason why we can't, but as energy store is a little worse for wear as we over the curb there. Yeah, I'm not bothered about lean mix. We very rarely use it. I'm more bothered about if the car's running in perfect spec, as we're slightly slowly pulling away from Lewis, but not by enough. Okay then, guys, here is a replay of the start. Look at that, the lights have gone out and we're away. We got off to a kind of a weird start, but we still got a bit better phase tour than Lewis Hamilton there. He is battling with his teammate. He's on the inside, and then the Ferraris are too wide behind, and there we go. That was the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. Okay, coming to the end of the second lap now. We seem to be pulling away a little from Lewis Hamilton through here, and we're good through this final chicane over the Wall of Champions. Yeah, we seem to be in a good rhythm. We just need to settle down and get ready for pit stops as we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Hopefully nobody will take that off us so far as we go to second gear through the first turns, as DRS is enabled, as you heard, and our energy store is almost knackered. We could lose lean mix. I don't know why he's worrying me about that, but yeah, it's looking good so far. There we go, guys, yet another fastest lap of the Grand Prix, as we're already 15 seconds ahead of our teammate Sergio Perez. It's going well. just settle into a rhythm. We might need to use Rich Mix before the pit stops though, because I've got a feeling as when the tyres wear out, Lewis will be quicker as we corner cutting through there. That was kind of naughty from me, but we're 1/10 and a half slower in this in this first sector. Okay, with 3 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton, guys. I don't believe this. How are we this quicker than a Mercedes? Maybe it's I'm good in Canada, but we're quicker than a Mercedes here. We've got a few laps left before the pit window as we clamber over the curbs there. That could have ended badly into the Wall of Champions. But we're gaining time. We're pulling away. Look at that. Another lap. Fastest lap. And yeah, we'll be on the super soft after the pit stop in 2 laps time, guys. I'm telling you, I like the choice, guys, of putting this new engine in this car for this race. It's actually helped out big time, this new engine has. It seems like we're pulling away. Our engine is much better than the cars behind. As now we're coming to the brakes, the end of lap 6, down to the hairpin. One of my favourite corners in the on the F1 calendars. We've gone up to 5.2 ahead of Lewis. 0.1 seconds, guys, ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Coming into our pit stop lap, of course, and as the team's worrying us again. Oh, that's naughty from me through there. But as the team's making me worried about the lean mix, we've got it back. Certainly will keep an eye. 6.2 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Is he going to follow me in the pit lane? We're certainly going to lose the lead in the pit stops. But where are we going to come out when everybody else has made their stops? I'm going to hazard a guess, but here we go. Coming down to the line. We've got to get it to 50 miles an hour. Did we get it right? I don't know. But we're in the pit lane. Lewis is in the pit lane behind us. The Mercedes might stack them. Might start the cars. No, one of them's going on. It's Bottas. Takes the lead. We're out of the pits in the lead so far. I'm going to put it up to Rich Mix for a few laps. The energy store 76%. As we are now out of the pit lane. There's our rival Max Verstappen coming down through turns 1 and 2 as we're out ahead of him. So we're not far behind Bottas neither. So we can run Rich Mix. And we should be able to jump Bottas when he gets into the pits. Well, Verstappen's got to pit very soon. And Bottas, he's in the pit lane. And we're going to say I'm expecting Bottas in on this lap as we're bouncing over the curbs here in Canada as we take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm going to run Rich Mix for a couple laps now. And we are on lap 9 now of the Canadian Grand Prix. And we're still in the lead. We set a purple sector 1, guys. Purple sector 1 as we are in Rich Mix on our first flying lap on these super soft tyres. I don't know how we're going to go, how we're going to do on these harder tyres. We're not traditionally not been that good on them, but if we can keep the pace up against Lewis on ultra softs in dry conditions, then certainly we can do it on the super. As we're purple again in the second sector. What can we do at the end of this lap? Where's the? We're 10 seconds, nearly 11 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. We can win this Grand Prix with, well, ease, to be fair, as this lap will signify halfway. As we clip the Wall of Champions, hopefully we'll be champion one day. There we are. Bottas is out of the race as we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So Kimi Raikkonen is promoted to set 3rd place. Go, guys, hear what's happened to Valtteri Bottas. He's chasing his teammate Lewis Hamilton through the hairpin, but he's got Kimi Raikkonen behind him. I don't know what happened. Could it have been an engine failure? Let's listen. Oh no! Oh, okay. No, he's just given up, just like Daniel Kvyat did last time in Monaco. Valtteri Bottas just pulled aside. So let's get on with the Grand Prix, guys. We are still leading. Holy shit, guys, 1:14.5. That means we're nearly nearly a second faster on that particular lap than Lewis Hamilton. As there comes is Bottas. We've probably just seen what's happened to Valtteri. There he is at the end of the at the edge of the circuit. I would say it was an engine, but we don't know yet. But you guys will know, because this is a live commentary, of course. Guys, what I've done for the last couple of laps, I did turn the engine mix down for the last 2 laps to try and, save a bit of fuel just in case Lewis does make a massive charge. But we're still pulling ahead of Lewis Hamilton. As you see, we've skipped a few laps, but nothing has happened at all. We've just been pulling away. So this Grand Prix is looking like it's going to be straightforward, not very exciting, but we could win. Okay guys, as you've just seen, I've turned the engine down. That's not to save fuel for the end of the Grand Prix, for in case Lewis charges. That's just saving some engine, the wear on the engine, the push on it, as we've just got over 15 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton now. Okay, then out of the final corner, as we are lapping cars that are having a bit of a battle. Verline and Ericsson, just nearly put Alonso in the wall. Sorry, I can't really speak as we start the final lap of the Canadian Grand Prix. As we get sideways through turn 1, we're running lean mix, of course, to save the engine, as we've got 14.6 seconds to Lewis Hamilton, as we're running a slower engine mode than we would normally, as we're running a second off the pace. It doesn't matter, because we're on the last lap of the race now. As now we're down the back straight away for the final time. 14 seconds ahead of the 4-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Coming around the final corner. This is redemption for the bullshit that was at Monaco when we got screwed under the safety car. We're going to win the Canadian Grand Prix for our second race win on the F1 27 career. Get in there. 2 race wins now from 3 races. We're not going to be able to keep up pace to win the World Championship, I don't think, but that proves to me we can win more races. That's 2 race wins, which is, well, 2 more than the entire F1 2016 career still, so fantastic. We win in Canada. Absolutely fantastic, an absolutely dominant drive. The only other lap leader was Valtteri Bottas when the pit stops were being made, but he went out of the Grand Prix, so consistency give us it, apparently, with what Anthony Davidson has said. But we are race winners once again in Formula 1. Max Verstappen finished P5. He is our rival going into this Grand Prix, so here we are. Force India, yep. We've come a long way in this sport. 2 Grand Prix wins, a pole position this year. 2 race wins already from 7 races. Absolutely fantastic. I knew this race was going to be good for us, and we're spraying the champagne all over Kimi Räikkönen, who just looks very happy indeed. Surprisingly, he doesn't really show many emotions. And Lewis Hamilton on the podium in 2nd place. I don't know how I managed to hold that off. So, yeah, let's have a look. Lewis Hamilton moves further ahead at the top of the table. That's granted, because Vettel finished 8th after 2 stops. Driver of the day? Who's it? Sergio Perez. Okay, that's fair enough. He came from 15th anyway, so, yeah. He must have had grid penalties, so let's have a look at the standings. We moved to 2nd in the championship. Look at that, only 23 points off Lewis Hamilton. So that's the highest we've ever been in the championship. The constructors, we are moving very well clear of Red Bull, but we're still not on the pace, well, constructors point-wise, of Mercedes or Ferrari and Sauber yet to get off the mark. Did Jolyon Palmer score any points today? I don't know. I don't think he did he? So, yeah, we're up to 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, only a point ahead of Vettel. As Palmer, yeah, he didn't score no points. So, yes, guys, we will go back to the main menu, and we'll see if anything has changed and how our rivalry is doing, and see if the team are impressed. Okay then, here are our resource points we get for winning the Canadian Grand Prix. Only 96, and apparently I got 2 infractions. Must have been warnings for corner cutting, so... Oh, beg me pardon. Here we are, our rivalry against Max Verstappen. Well, we are winning that comfortably so far, 4 points ahead. As yes, Red Bull are definitely wanting to sign us over the next few races. Renault, McLaren are wanting us as well. Mercedes has made a big jump. They're our reputation level, so career score, not too worried about that. No flashbacks triggered. Apparently, I'm going to be number 1 at Force India. Look at this, right person for the job as we get another trophy. Here are the results. Yep, I best be number 1, and unless Red Bull want me already this early in this season. So senior management have noticed. We look forward. Yep. We'll promote you to first driver. Fantastic. Yes. I'm not going to do any of these, to be fair. These checkpoint challenges, yeah, I can... Failure to... What? Invitational and its relevant career R&D progression. Once you've unlocked that... Okay, so... Does that affect it? I don't think it does. But anyway, never mind. We will be on to the next weekend very soon. So, yes, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, let me know in the comments down below. We're a race winner for the 2nd time in Formula 1. We're up to 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship. We're up to triple figures already, but I don't think we'll be able to catch Lewis. But after today's race, who knows what will happen. So let's move on to the next Grand Prix in Azerbaijan, in Baku, for the European Grand Prix. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.